Course 3. Course 3 is, of course, we're going to be detailing how to create a poster, how to create a propaganda poster. Obviously, there's tons of different things you can do regarding the posters, but we're going to go through the basic process I go through and show you how it's done, show you how the magic's created and how you do this kind of stuff. So some of this will be taking place on PC, some of this will be taking place on the phone. If I can't figure out how to get PixArt to work its magic on PC, we'll kind of carry over to the phone and then carry back to the PC a few times. So just have your phone ready, because we're likely going to be going back to the phone for most of the poster work we're doing today. So the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to get inspiration. Inspiration comes in the form of, well, what kind of poster are we wanting to make today? And today I'm feeling like a World War II propaganda poster, which is usually what I like to work on. I like to work on kind of World War II propaganda posters because I feel like it works for the UN. It really fits us, fits our vibe, and it works well. However, there's tons of different posters you can use, tons of different things you can do for said posters. So, yeah, let's get into it. So go to whatever browser you're using. I'm actually going to head into Google because it's a better browser than Ecosia for looking up images. And I'm going to look up American World War II propaganda posters. Go to images, and there's all sorts of different posters we can utilize here. So let's find one we like. Let's find one that we might want to try and recreate or take inspiration from. So I kind of like this one. We already did kind of an I Want You poster, but we haven't done one that was based off of this. So we'll keep that one in mind. Kind of a unique one. So, all right, we got two. We got this one I like, and this one I like. Now, I already have an entire folder of assets that I keep regarding cropped out photos. So I have tons of people already cropped out from different shots that I've done. So what I'm going to do here is I'm simply going to reuse some of the busts I've already used. However, I'll show you how to crop these correctly. It's pretty simple. However, let's check which one might work for us here with the assets we have. It's always a good look here. I usually don't do this, but I figured it would be an interesting challenge to see what we can do here with some of the assets I already have. That's already kind of pixarted up. I don't think I've used this here, and it already has that logo there, so that works. So we're gonna use myself. It sounds kind of egotistical, but I don't even wear this armor anymore. I don't even wear any of the armor pieces here except this. Everything else has changed, so we're gonna use that for the UN Army wants you. So, first matter of business, you should have by now already installed all of the PC apps on the app list. So we're going to go into Fire Alpaca first, and I'm going to open up a previously already done poster to get the dimensions. Now you can go into UN Media and find a poster to get the dimensions, because sometimes the posters that you see online are not fully rezzed up. They're not fully like up to scale with what I usually do, so it won't look as great. So we are going to get the whatever it takes poster and use that as like a base for the sizing. And we're going to pull this up, and we're going to press Control C to copy it and Control V to paste it. And essentially we're just going to scale this up to the size of this poster here and kind of make it like that. Maybe straighten it just a little bit because it looks a little lopsided. That's fine. All right, so there we go. So now what we want to do is we kind of want to recreate the poster, and you can use different colors, but I'm kind of liking the coloration that's going on here, and we're going to replace that back flag with the UN flag, but we're going to leave the text out of this. So if you right click on your mouse, you can see tan. It color picks, so you can get all your colors just by doing that. Easy peasy. So first we're going to start with the back of it. We're going to create a new layer, which is, you just press that button right there. Kind of looks like a file. It's just the far left one. That creates a layer. And you're just going to hold that down, and when you hold down, obviously it draws. So we're going to do that, and we're going to create another layer, and we're going to kind of create this kind of background they got going on here by outlining first. So if in Fire Alpaca, if you click and hold shift, you'll see a line appears. This actually will allow you to make lines. This is very good for outlining things, such as like squares on posters and such. Alright, so we have that down. Let's do that, and we'll use our paint bucket tool to fill the rest in. Looks like there's no gaps, so that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good so far. Let's bring this back up. Anything else we need? Yes, we need our guy. We need our Spartan. So go to wherever you saved your cropped out Spartan. Oh, my manners. I have to show you how to crop it out first. So generally, I have a map available on my file share. It is called Blue Screen, and that will be wherever you need to take a photo and have it cropped out for a poster. That's where you're going to take it. It's two large blue screens, one on the bottom and then one kind of on the other Coliseum wall, and that will allow you to crop out the photo. So, for example, let's go to Asset and let's pull up this. So, generally, this will have a large blue screen behind it. All you need to do is you need to go to this magic wand and click on the back, and this will pretty much outline the entire blue screen. Now, you're going to want to play with the tolerance here, because sometimes it will actually bleed into the Spartan and you'll kind of have part of your Spartan missing. So, you know, usually kind of decreasing it down to like a 45 tolerance or less will allow you to get a better outline on your Spartan, and it won't be kind of bleeding into them. So just take that into account. So once you have that selected and the tolerance is fine and the outline's fine, you kind of check it and everything looks good, you're just going to press delete, and that'll delete the background. And you're going to want to save this as a PNG. Don't save it as a JPEG. If you save it as a JPEG, it will not have a transparent background. So remember, whenever you're working with transparent photos, always save them as a PNG. Always. So, you know, we crop that out, you know, in theory, and we're going to go in here and we're going to plop our Spartan in. We're going to plop our guy in here. So again, Control C, go back to your poster, and Control V. And if you press Control T, you can move it and resize it and, you know, rotate your guy around and do all of that. So we're actually going to flip him, and do we want to flip him? No, he looks fine. We're going to want to kind of size him up to where this guy is here, and you can also play with your opacity and your blending if you want to choose. So usually when I'm sizing things up, I'll play with my opacity so I can kind of size things up correctly. So I think that looks good. I'm going to go to my eraser, which works pretty well. It's not the right eraser. Give me a second here. Opacity by pressure. Okay. We're gonna actually not use them just yet. We're gonna go back to Paint, Paint 3D, or sorry, Paint.net. You should have this installed, by the way. Have Paint.net installed. So, kind of forgot to mention that Paint.net has a fantastic wand tool and also has a fantastic eraser tool, because love Fire Alpaca, it's a great tool, but the eraser tool doesn't really work as well as this does, just because of the hardness feature and the blending feature it kind of has with hardness. You know, it kind of gives a softer edge to the people here. So we're going to want to cut it off kind of like that. All right. Kind of do that. Then it kind of had for this guy, delete that, had some like other little scribbles on the bottom. So let's see if we can kind of recreate that with a smaller brush. And tone down the hardness. All right, I like how that looks. Looks pretty good. So let's just save this as 232. You can name it whatever you want. And let's open that up, go to desktop, and we'll open this guy up. Control C, Control V, and we will line our guy up here. I think that looks pretty good. Bam. And now if you want, you can just drag this layer of the poster back. You can see this is just what it's going to look like for now. Actually, no, we have one more step. We need the United Nations flag. So let's look up United Nations flag. There should be a image we can use here. That works perfectly. Save that. Bam. And we're going to paste that in right where that American flag is. Control C, Control T. Let's see if we can do this. Let's actually tone the opacity down so I can see where I am here. Tone it up a little bit. There, that works. Just so I can get the lining up with this right. Because it's kind of on like an angle here. That works. We're going to have to kind of shave some of the sides off here. So again, the same concept applies with holding shift and creating a line with the eraser. So if you need to go directly vertically down with something, the eraser tool can do that as well. So bam, kind of clean that up, make sure that there's no edges. All right, that looks good. Now we can pull that back. So that's what we are looking like right now. So we're going to save this file. Let's save this as UN Army. And I'm just going to save it on my desktop as a PNG. I always save as PNGs because they're very high quality. So we're done here. This is all we need to do for right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our Google Drive. So go to your drive. And we're going to actually upload the poster here to our Google Drive, because we're going to be downloading this to our phone. So now we're going to be jumping over to our phone. All right, so we're on our phone now, and we're going to go to our Google Drive account, and we're going to find our uploaded poster. Give me a second here. All right, so we're going to download our poster. Save that to camera roll. And now we're going to go back into PicsArt. Now, we know last course we were working with PicsArt to edit a photo. This is very much the same thing or a very similar process, but we're going to be using a different sort of technique. If you go to FX, there's a thing called Magic. Now, this Magic tool kind of gives a lot of preset filters that kind of look artsy. You can see it kind of gives a art-like effect to your photos. So you're going to want to scroll through here and kind of feel out what feels good for you. And remember, on phone, you can tap on this again, and these three buttons will kind of color it to what it already was colored to. So if you feel like you really like the effect, but you don't like the coloration, well, that can help you. Also, the multiply and color burn and lighten and darken can help out with kind of figuring out what looks best as well. So let's play with a few effects here, see what looks best. Now that looks really good. I like that. Kind of has those little half tone dots, which looks really nice. And it kind of pulls everything together pretty well. So we're going to apply that. And I think nothing else really needs to be done here. It looks pretty good. Actually, yeah, so it does look pretty good. We're going to be coming back to the phone, though, for some touch-ups. So it's kind of a jumping process here, as you'll kind of realize. You're going to go to your phone, you're going to do something, and then you're going to go back to your Google Drive, and you're going to upload the newly created picture. And then we're going to kind of do a similar thing down the road where we're going to go back here and kind of touch it up a little more and make it just perfect. So that's uploaded. We're going to go back to our Google Drive. We're going to download that. And we're going to open that up. So bam, here's our poster. Let's copy that and paste that in there and kind of crop it, because we're not done just yet using this as a reference. So, all right, let's kind of get the text color and let's find a text that works for us. Now, I have a lot of different texts already installed. You can find a bunch of free texts on the internet that regard propaganda posters or anything else. So we're going to kind of go through some of the texts I have and some of the texts I like using and kind of just see what we want to use, what looks best. That is bolded. Should I? Yeah. Kind of aim that up. And then we have this down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have our website link. As the bottom thing. Kind of make that smaller. And we'll put that right down there. So bada bing bada boom. It now looks like this. So you can kind of edit it just a tad bit. I think I'm going to reduce this to a 90. There we go. That seems to work. And we're just going to kind of do that. Just kind of just pull it all together and kind of use up as much space as we can correctly. So there we go. This is the poster, and it looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. I would say this is acceptable, right? But we can always go one step further to, again, pull it all together and make something really, truly special and great. So we're going to save this again. I'm just going to save it over that UN Army thing. And we're going to go back to our Google Drive. And we're going to upload. We're going to go back to PicsArt. Actually, we're going to go back to our phone. We're going to go back to our Google Drive. Wait for our poster to upload. Okay, there we go. It replaced the other PNG. So we're going to save that. Bam, and we're going to go back to PixArt. Open that up. And all right, so you may have seen I mentioned a mask feature earlier. This mask feature has all sorts of different masks. You have borders that make it look kind of grungy. You have borders that kind of make it look like a photo, or like a sci-fi thing. So we're going to actually not use a border just yet, but we're going to... There's all sorts of different ones that I have here. We're going to go to the dust. You can see this just adds small little speckles, or a lot of speckles, or just a lot of different things here to make it look more like a poster. Like this was kind of sitting out on like a recruiting station waiting for somebody to see it. Play around with a few of these. I like this one. Kind of adds a little bit more. Again, you can add more if you want, make it look really grungy. I kind of like... This one's very subtle. So we'll do that, and then we'll give it a border. So they have like that one. I have that one. Can we adjust this? I know on PC there was an option to adjust the border size. So how can I do that? Just where the border is. That's fine. Looks pretty good. I think that works the best. So we're going to apply that, and there we go. That is our poster. Looks kind of grungy, looks kind of out there, but it looks really good. So again, we're going to save that. And if you want, you can upload it to your PC, or you can go straight to Discord and upload it. Now, obviously, we are only requiring for this course a single poster, so we're not producing a lot of posters and really overtaxing you. So once you're done with this poster, go into the course chat and post it in there. But, you know, if you're already part of the UN Media team, you can just do that. So, thank you for participating in this course. That's pretty much it for course 3. Remember, once you're done with your poster, you think it looks good, you think it looks solid, post it into the coursework channel. Tag me, I'll look through it, give you criticism, and if I think you're ready to move forward, I think if it's really good, then you'll move forward to course 4. I'll catch you guys then.